Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing well. Today I'm very excited. We're trying out a brand new product that just launched and oh my gosh, the hype behind these products are insane. We are trying out the E.L.F. Halo Glow Beauty Wands. These just launched. They are contours, highlights, and blushes. So they got everything. And when E.L.F. released these on their Instagram and social media, everyone was like, oh my god. It was a frenzy to get these. They are sold out almost everywhere. I finally found them on Ulta.com, so I bought them and we're gonna try them out today. I'm very excited about these because these are very on trend type of products. They're very trendy right now, this style of product. So I'm keen to see what E.L.F. brings to the table. You know I love E.L.F. So anyway, let's get started. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy. I'd really appreciate it. And if you are not already, definitely subscribe to my channel. If you like beauty, makeup, fashion, stuff like that, then you are in the right place. There is something for you on this channel. So definitely subscribe. So let's talk about what I got really quick. I got 3 of the blushes. I thought I bought all 4 and then I looked at my order and no, I didn't. I only bought 3, which is fine. So we got 3 of the blushes to try, and then for the contour and the highlight, I only got 1 because I didn't need all of them. With the contour, I got the fairest, the lightest one, because obviously I didn't get all of the contours for obvious reasons. I don't need them. So with this, we're going to talk about not only the color, but also how it wears and stuff like that. So if maybe you're not my skin tone, but you want to try this, I'll tell you more about the actual product versus color of it. And then for the highlight, I chose the lightest one again. The pink, the pinky one probably maybe could have worked on my skin tone, but the darker gold one definitely wouldn't have. So I just got the lighter, this one was the lightest champagne one. So we're going to test that out. And again, I'm going to talk not just about the color, but about the formula and all that. So let's dive in, shall we? As you can see, there's nothing on my face except my foundation and my mascara. That is it today, because obviously we're focusing really on the face products today, so I didn't want to do anything too crazy on the eyes to draw attention away from it. So let's start with swatches, shall we? Let's start with swatches. I think that's where we'll start first. I do think this packaging is really cute though. So I will say all of them on the side, on every single side of the box, it says infused with 2% squalene. So they're supposed to be a bit more hydrating on the skin, and they shouldn't be super dry, which is good because I have very dry skin. I don't want very dry products. All right, so this is kind of what this looks like. It's a lot thinner than I thought it would be. You get 10 milliliters of product. And the direction says, squeeze wand gently, then dab cushion tip over cheek and blend. So this is just one of the blushes here. This is in the color Berry Radiant. It looks like a brilliant little pink. Let's open this up. Of course, you got the classic trendy cushion applicator at the top. So anyway, let's swatch. This is Berry Radiant again. Oh, that's a very pretty mid-tone pink. Has a tinge of orange in there, which I kind of like. And a bit of a reflect. These look more like luminous blushes, I will say, because it is the Halo Glow collection. So these are going to be glowy and not very matte, but if you look at that, that's a beautiful color. So pretty, like a pinky orange almost. I really like that. Comes out very smooth on the applicator. All right, the next blush we have here is Candlelit. This looks like the lightest blush. Looks very light in the tube, so we'll find out what it looks like. All right, let's swatch it. Wow, that's a blush. That is very light. That is orangey. It's like a champagne-y pink orange. There's definitely that orangey undertone, very peachy. I think that's a very pretty summer blush, especially for very pale people like me. I'm actually really excited about this. I don't have a lot of peach-based blushes. I actually have a lot more pink-based blushes, so I'm kind of excited about that. So far, very beautiful colors. And then the next blush I got is called Rosé You Slay. Now, there are 4 blushes. I only got 3 of them. Okay, so this is Rosé You Slay, and I think this one's gonna be more on the pinkier side. Yep. Oh, Very similar to the one we just swatched, except this one kind of has more of a peachy gold undertone, a little bit lighter. This one definitely is more of a deeper but orangier peachy undertone. Very similar though, but you could tell this one's definitely lighter, more of a gold in there, and then this one is definitely a bit darker. This one's the most pinkish one and definitely the deepest of the three that I got, but very pretty colors, very pretty. I'm very excited. Don't know which one I'll put on my face yet. All right, next let's swatch the contour. Now I am very interested in this contour stick, specifically as a very pale person. I noticed that their fair one was actually very cool toned and very gray toned, which I am actually very excited about because it's very hard for me to find a gray toned contour, and I actually prefer a gray toned contour. The rest of the shades in this line for contour were actually very warm instead of cool. So it was really weird to see that this one was very cool, and then the others were all very warm for all the deeper skin tones. We're gonna give it a go. I'm very excited about it though. So I'm really hoping this comes out nice. Yep. Nice and cool toned. I mean, there is a bit of a beige tan going on underneath it, but it definitely is more cool toned than any other contour I've seen for fair skin in a while. Let's go to the highlight. Now there are three highlighters. There's a very whitey champagne for very fair tones. There's that beautiful rosé pink that they came out with. I love a nice pink highlight, very beautiful. And then there was a deeper, more gold toned. So this was the lightest one. This is the champagne. You can see in the tube, very light. There is a gold tinge in here, so it is not quite. I really like a very white blinding highlight, but I do like a champagne highlight as well. All right, let's swatch this here. Oh, that looks very nice. It really matches my skin tone, but you could see, hopefully you could see it, the reflection in there when it catches the light. It is very similar to my skin tone, but I think you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. All right, so those are all the swatches. Now we're gonna put them on the face, and for the face, this is what I'm gonna do. One side of the face, we're gonna use brushes. The other side of the face, we're gonna use a sponge. So you can kind of see how they apply both ways. Personally, for things like this, I prefer a sponge, but I do know some people prefer brushes, so I'm gonna do it both ways for you guys today, so you can kind of see how they sit with a brush versus a sponge. Now, first what I start on, since I do have my foundation and my concealer on, the next step in my process is contour. So let's start here. We're gonna start with the contour, and let's just put a little bit on there. And we're gonna dot. I'm gonna do the dotting method. So I take it on the top of the forehead here a little bit, and then kind of up here on the cheek, kind of bring it in a little bit, and then kind of down. Let's do that on the other side as well before I forget. Up here. I do a little bit on the jawline, just under the jawline, just a little bit to kind of shapen myself up. And then we're gonna do the nose in a second, but I wanna do this part first. So let's start with the sponge on this side. Sponge is gonna be this side. And let's just blend that out. Now, I don't know how much product you need here. I did start light, so I'm hoping this can be blendable. That soaked right in. I might need more. Let's check here, and I just kind of bring the sponge around that line that I'm trying to contour very gently. I don't want to blend it out too much because it is supposed to be very precise to that area. All right, you do kind of see it. I might want to put a little bit more on because that did just diffuse right into the skin with the sponge. Now let's try the, oh, almost forgot the jawline. Can't forget that. There we go. That did soak right in, oh my goodness. I might want to do something a little bit more intense today so you could really see the effect of it. Now let's start with the brush. Now, again, that blended right in. You do see it a little bit, but let's just keep blending. So you do have time to work, obviously. You have time to work with these. They don't blend down super fast. Wow, that just dissipated right into the skin there. I might have to build, I'm gonna build these up. So far I do like it though. Let's blend that in, and then can't forget the jawline. So it didn't dry down super quick, which I like, so you have time to work with it. This is just one very light layer of contour. I really like how this cheek right here is sitting. This cheek is doing okay. I think I need more. I need more, guys. It wasn't intense enough for me. So let's build it. Let's see if it's buildable. Again, we're gonna do sponge on one side. I'm gonna add a bit more. That looks snatched for the summer. That's what we want. All right, here we go. All right, let's see if this is buildable. I'm pretty sure it's going to be. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. And let's just blend that in. And it's gone. That blends in very quickly. Very nicely, too. Alright. How's it looking? I think it blended quite a bit. I mean, I do see it. Like, I do see it. I'm not saying I don't. But it's blending in very nice. I'm almost worried it's blending in too much. Like, I need a little something to stay on the surface, you know? Alright, sponge side. How we looking? Pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. It's looking very nice. So far, it's definitely subtle, but when I look straight at the camera, I do see it. You do kind of see it right here. It's been a while since I've worked with a very light gray tone contour, so it's nice not seeing my whole face turn, like, very bronzed. I gotta remember that I'm not looking for bronze here like I normally see with contours, which are actually bronzers that are disguised as contours. But yeah, I'm liking this. I'm not mad at this. All right, let's blend it in. I gotta say, with both a brush and a sponge, they're blending in very nicely. Now you gotta tell me, which side are you preferring so far? Do you prefer the brush side or the sponge side? Or can you not tell the difference? All right, so you can see it, it's definitely there, but it's very nice and subtle, which I kind of like. But when I look at the camera, I do think you can see my face looks a little bit more pulled in, you know? I look a little bit more chiseled. I'm gonna stop with the contour there. I do think you could keep building it up and do something really intense. I am going to try the nose now. This is the real test. I don't contour my nose very intensely, but sometimes I'm like, you know what, I want it to look a little bit more snatched than it is. So I'm gonna pull it down this way and then kind of go whoop, right across the top. So I'm gonna try and stick to this. With the nose, it gets a little complicated, but I'm gonna do kind of the sponge on this side, gently, with the tip of the sponge here. And I get that on the side. Very nice. Now let's take our brush here. Now I would usually recommend if you want to get really detailed on your nose contour, get a nice small brush. For me, I'm not very precise with it. Nose contouring can scare me sometimes because it can go very wrong very quickly, I feel like. Looks pretty good. I don't mind it. I like it. So far I'm liking this. Next, we're gonna do the blush. We have those 3 colors to choose from. Part of me wants to go very light today, so I kind of want to try Candlelit. I want to see how this looks. Let's do Candlelit again, brush on this side, and a sponge on this side. So let's make sure we got some. Let's start with two dots, and then we can build this up because this is a very light blush, so I have a feeling we're going to amp it up a little bit. So let's start sponge side over here and just dab that in across the apple of my cheek. And I kind of bring my blush up a bit over here. It's gone. It's like gone. I don't see the color though. Do you guys? All right, let's try brush over here. And I'm just taking a fluffy brush, a blush brush. Is this too light for me? Is this too light for me? I've never had a blush be too light for me. Let's try this again. I'm a little nervous now. All right, let's try it again. Okay, I'm seeing a bit more color this time. All right. It's very illuminating, very luminous, very glowy. If you want to shine, you're gonna shine. Now, I don't know how intense and how pigmented these are supposed to be. I don't know if this is the Halo Glow collection, so I know they're supposed to be very illuminating and dewy. I don't know in terms of pigmentation what they're supposed to do, what they claim to do. They did make me look very dewy. However, I kind of see some color. Oh, did I just blend this out with a sponge? I did. I'm sorry. To really get some color, I think I'm going to put on another color. I think we're going to try Rose You Slay, which is the second lightest one. A bit more pink. Again, I'm struggling to see some color here, which is a little concerning. Just a little bit, but it's a little concerning. Now, just so I don't mess up and do the sponge on this side again, we're going to go first with the brush on this side. And bring it up. Okay, I'm seeing color this time. Okay, good. Whew, I was nervous. Okay, good. This is nice. That's pretty. It's very light though, which not to some people very like a light blush. I'm not saying I like to be fully pink, but I do like to be able to see my blush. Now I kind of bring it onto the nose here, just a little bit. All right, I'm seeing color. I like that. Let's go with the sponge on the side. Very pretty. Okay, I do like that color. That's a very pretty color. It's not too much. It gives that nice, beautiful glow. Just a tinge like, oh, I've just been in the sun just a little bit. Not a lot. I'm not burnt or anything, but I definitely look like there's color in my face, which usually there's not color in my face. All right, let's get close and kind of see. I don't think it's pulling away from... Ooh, what am I doing? I don't think it's pulling away any of the foundation or anything that's sitting underneath it, which is very good. It's illuminating, so you could definitely see a bit of my pores, but skin texture is always there. It's never going away. I'm not like... I'm impressed with it. I think it looks very nice, very illuminating, catches the sun, which I personally like looking very dewy. I know not everyone does, but I do. But I like it. That's a very pretty color. Just gonna bring a little bit onto my nose here. I like it. I like it. I think it's very pretty. Now let's do the highlight. Now for highlight, liquid highlighters like this especially, I always use my finger or a sponge. I never ever use a brush with these. So I'm gonna do sponge on this side, finger on this side. All right, let's go. Now I like to shine, so I'm gonna start by putting quite a bit on because I like to look very shiny. Not everyone does. Again, you could put way less on your face than I just did. So let's start with the sponge on this side. Just blend that in. Now the thing with liquid highlight, I want to make sure it doesn't end up sitting very obviously and causing a shadow. But I, so far, am not seeing too much of that. Blended in very nicely, actually. That's very pretty. You could see it when I turn. Definitely catches the light, which I like. All right, let's do a finger on this side. All right. And I bring mine all the way up, kind of onto the temples here. In this nice crescent moon shape. Just really pat that in. I definitely think this side shows a lot. With the finger, you know, obviously my finger is not absorbing, whereas the sponge will absorb some of the product. So this side, very radiant. Very intense. You can see it when I move my face. This side, it's still nice and shiny, catches the light, but I feel like it's a lot more subtle than this side. I think they're both very pretty. I like both sides. I do like this. This is a very pretty color. All right, that is all of them. Oh my gosh, we're done. I like these. Honestly, I do. For the price, for $9 a piece, especially like most people, you don't need to get every single blush. You can. You don't have to. But if you find a blush color you like and then you like one of the highlights and the contour, boom. For $9 a piece, I'm not mad at that. That's very nice. I like that the contour is very subtle and it didn't turn me orange like a lot of bronzers do. Obviously, it's a contour, but a lot of contour wands tend to be more bronzing than contouring. But I do really like it. I do like it. The gray is very subtle, but it sculpts me. Like you can see it a bit more than when I had nothing on my face at all, which I do like. The blushes, I'm a little concerned about this very light color because I am very pale and you couldn't even see this on me. So if you're fairer than me, could you see it? If you're darker than me, could you see it? Maybe. So this one I'm a little iffy on. The other two blushes I think were very pretty. The one I put on was Rose You Slay. I keep wanting to say rose all day. Rose You Slay, which I think is a very pretty kind of peachy color. It's not overwhelming, but you can see it when it came up on me. I'm sure this one would be even better because it's a bit darker. You'd be able to see it a lot more on myself. Highlight, very pretty. It's a classic champagne highlight, which I do like, and I do think it's quite reflective. And it blended in very nicely. It didn't leave any kind of like overshadow on my face, at least I don't think. So I do really like this, and it just added a nice glow, shine to my whole face looks very luminous, which the Halo Glow line is supposed to be very illuminating. And I personally like looking very dewy and very illuminated. So I personally give these a thumbs up. I like these. I really do. I hope over time they come out with a bit more colors. And I hope over time they make those other contours a bit cooler for the darker skin tones. I think they should launch some more cool tone colors. And I wouldn't be mad if they launched a very warm tone, like fair color for like a bronzer. I wouldn't be mad at that either. I like these. I give these a thumbs up. They're very on trend right now. The products look very nice on the skin. I'm not mad at that. And for $9, I'm a fan. No complaints. Except for that one blush that kind of didn't show up on my face. Other than that, these got a thumbs up from me. So that is the end of the video today. Just wanted to test those out and show you, talk about them a little bit in case you yourself are planning on getting them or were like, should I not? If you already have products like this, do you need them? No. Do you want them? Maybe. I mean, I'm gonna buy them anyway because they look really cool. But those are my general thoughts. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you are not already, definitely subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day.